All right, in this video, we're going to go over the second example of our notes. And this example has square root of x raised to the power of 2/3. So one way you can do it is similar to the previous one. We're going to use the power to a power rule. But we need this inside of the parentheses to have an exponent. So in order to turn square root of x into x with an exponent, we will need to remember that the square root is an invisible 2 as a root. And if the x is by itself, you have an invisible 1 right there. So this automatically turns into a fraction of 1/2 because the root is 2, which means the denominator has to be 2. So now we have x to the 1/2 to the power of 2/3. So this is where you apply the power rule, where you multiply the exponents because you have an exponent raised to another exponent, which means we're going to multiply x, or write down x, and then we're going to multiply 1/2 times 2/3. This results in you remembering that when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. So you're going to have 1 times 2, which is 2, and 2 times 3, which is 6. So now you have, sorry, I'm recording during school. Now you have this 2 over 6 as your exponent, which 2 over 6 is a fraction that could be simplified to 1/3. And technically, if your answer choice has the rational exponent, then you're done. But if it has the radical, then we need to apply this rule of how to turn a rational exponent to a radical. So that means we're going to have the radical with the root of 3, and then the x on the inside, and then the 1 right here. The 1 doesn't need to be written. The 1 could be invisible, so it's cube root x. So that's one way we can get to the answer. Another way is keeping it as square root of x. And then what we're going to do is rewrite this with the cube root. And then you will have the square root of x inside to the second power. So this is the part that it looks a little bit complicated if you went this route. So you might want to just go back into the other route. But here, if we think about it, this part is saying that we can also put that 2 in here. So there's a rule right here that shows that if you have the exponent on the outside, it can also be written as the inside. So what we can do is write this as cube root of square root of x to the second power on the inside. And square root of x is technically saying x to the 1/2. If you turn that into a fraction, and then you have that to the second power, keeping in mind that it's all inside of the cube root. Then right here, you apply the power to a power rule to multiply exponents. So 1/2 times 2. And then anytime you multiply a fraction times the whole number, you put that over 1, multiply straight across, and you end up with 2 over 2. But now, if I keep rewriting what you have, you only have x 2 over 2 on the inside. 2 over 2 simplifies to 1. And if we write x to the 1, that means we need to write it without the 1 because we don't write x with the 1 exponent. And that's it. That's how we got to the same answer. So there are ways to get to the same answer. You just gotta try and go for it. Hope this video helped you.